Welcome to Shattered Dungeons, the show where we play Shattered Dawn, and you guys get to figure out how terrible we are as human beings on the internet, live for all to see. Welcome to the show. My name's David. I'm our Arc Master. This evening, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Borderlands Comics and Games over in the Arlington area of Jacksonville, Florida. If you've been over there, it's a staple of the community. It's a huge part of just gaming in general in Jacksonville. Everyone's been there. If you have a chance to go there, check it out. Tell Chip we said hey. And on top of that, you can check out some of our books that are sold there. So definitely give them a visit. A big thank you to everyone who's started following thus far. We are over halfway to the 50 follower mark, which is amazing, and we are super thankful for all of you. Please share this stream with others. As soon as we get to that 50 follower mark, on the following stream, we'll do a giveaway. We're talking books, we're talking shirts, we're talking artwork, we're talking PDFs, like all sorts of fun stuff. And then if you haven't caught up with everything that's going on in the show, check out our YouTube channel. If you can't see the past Twitch streams for whatever reason, all of them get uploaded to our YouTube. So go there, check it out, follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And then the last thing, this is episode 4, which is crazy, because we started this 3 episodes ago, I guess, and it feels like so much time has gone by, and a lot of the characters have really come into their own. So we're excited for you to continue to engage and learn more about their history, their personality, and all that fun stuff. So that's all I have to say. So without further ado, welcome to Shattered Dungeons. Shattered Dungeons shall begin. I am your Arc Master, David, and on our side over here, we have Forrester.
Yes, and I am playing Messena.
And then next to Forrester over there, we have Dion.
Hello, I'm Dion, and I'm playing Caden Atlas.
We also have above me, Edward.
And I am playing Mr. Business.
And then we also have Lauren above him.
I am Lauren, and I will be PAX for the next few hours.
So, welcome. We hope you enjoy the stream. So, without further ado, let us begin. The Emerald Guardsmen never suspected the group from Kuldir to be as so formidable or to summon the spirit of the Druid Circle. Their retreat meant that any chance for interrogation was lost, yet direction was found on a note their captain possessed. The Lion's Head Soul Siphon, the artifact the group carries, is wanted by a more infamous organization, using the Emerald Guardsmen to do their bidding. The party desires answers and seeks them in the Guardsmen's home of Violca, a week's journey to the west. The decision is made to depart immediately to Violca. Stopping in Kuldir, Reg decides he needs to tell his mom about his dreams, so he opts to stay behind. Classic Reg. Despite the distance, the journey is uneventful. You spot the city walls of Violca in the distance and are excited to sleep in a bed rather than a bedroll. After some dialogue with the gate guards, entry is granted and the group is met with the familiar sounds of city life. Somewhere here lies the answers held by the Emerald Guardsmen. Now, each and every one of you are free to explore the city. I know as you're looking at it, there's a large citadel castle on the left as you enter the city from the east. To the north, you'll find a lot of your inn, your blacksmith, things of that nature. And as you journey more towards the west, it becomes more residential. You'll find some small businesses, things of that nature to the southwest, and then more homes to the northwest. So that kind of is the layout of the land. So, what do you do?
Is this someone we can interact with?
That is one of the gate guards. He's a Dargoth, you can tell by his stature. He stands about 12 foot tall, clad in heavy mail armor, which is very well polished for a Dargoth. It's not quite common you see something like that. However, he seems to carry with him some authority.
And what are we trying to do here?
Somewhere in this city, the Emerald Guardsmen's lair is in one of the buildings. Your goal is to try and find it to figure out the answers as to what the Lion's Head Soul Siphon is doing and why you are being hunted.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I want to go talk to that guy, and I want to use my upgraded speechcraft with him.
Okie doke. What do you say?
I say, is it morning? Afternoon?
Mid-morning.
What time of day is it? Mid-morning.
It's not quite noon. The sun, I would say around 10 o'clock.
Okay. I say, good morning, sir. As soon as we arrived in the city, I immediately saw you cutting quite the figure. Your armor so polished, your stature so strong. You, sir, must be very important in this city.
Oh, you could say that, I think. Now, why are you trying to flatter me?
Oh, no, sir, no flattery. I merely call it as I see it.
Well, I do spend some time on my armor, but not many people take a liking to me. I don't know why you're talking to me, but it is a welcome change.
Oh, well, that is disappointing to hear. I'm very sorry, but as you see, I and my friends are new here, and just trying to pick out someone who might know the history of this fine city.
If you're looking for the history, I suggest you go to the castle. There be the people who study them books.
Ah, of course. But you see, we're not interested in the ones who write history. No, those are the ones who make whatever they want of history. We're interested in what truly happens around here.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Can you, with all your knowledge of what's happening and going on in this city, tell me anything about the Emerald Guardsmen?
Oh, you shut your mouth there. They're not to be talked about here.
Are they dangerous?
Depends. If they're hunting you, I would say yes. But if you're looking to join them, I would say that they're very tough to find, and probably a little less dangerous. But they'll have challenges for you.
Oh, challenges sounds right up my alley. If I was to possibly just hypothetically want to join the Emerald Guardsmen, do you have any advice for me?
I'd say, yeah, get your head checked, because that's crazy talk. But if you're really looking for them, if you really need to get into their ranks, I suggest you go find the building in the southwest. It's, the only one that looks out of place.
Oh, well, I thank you very much, sir. You've been quite helpful.
You're welcome. Now, if you need anything else there, Missy, don't come talking to me. I can't be seen with the likes of you no more.
Of course. And I'll come over here to my friends.
He kind of wanders towards one of the guard towers north from where you are. Enters. He kind of opens the door, peeks his head in, steps in for a moment, is talking to someone else, then walks out and just kind of eyes you gruffly as you continue your journey to the west.
And I wave and blow him a kiss.
He pretends like he doesn't want to catch it, but he kind of raises his hand up slightly to catch it. No one's ever blown him a kiss before.
Aww. Okay, you guys, did you hear what the Dargoth said?
Yes, very interesting.
He said the house on the northwest?
Southwest, right?
Southwest. The only one that looks out of place, he said.
Then we have business to attend to, and then I start running off toward that direction.
Oh, wait, this is how you got lost before.
What? And as I keep running.
Aren't you supposed to be holding your traveling buddy's hand?
Reg isn't here to enforce that. As you try to keep up with Mr. Business gets about halfway past the gate, where you see another Dargoth clad in even heavier, more ornate mail. He yells to you, "Hey, you! There's no running in this city without me giving the approval. Stop it, or I'll come over there and take your legs off. It's annoying is what it is. Just go about your business."
Oh my.
I am about my business, and my business is running, and I just keep running.
Roll a speechcraft check, which, again, roll 1d100 and then add any bonus to speechcraft.
You got it. Boop. Oh, no.
Oh, no. As he's running, he starts as you're running, rather, he starts chasing after you, yelling at you, "Stop running! Obey me, I'm the gatekeeper!" You kind of keep going. Roll a performance check.
All right. Boop.
Dang. You try and dart around. He's like taking off as fast as he can to catch up to you. He eventually does catch up to you. You know that if you keep running, you're just going to prolong the inevitable. So you slow down and address him. He turns, looks at you. "I told you to stop running. Why are you disobeying me? Do I need to take you into the cell block?"
Well, when Mr. Business has to be somewhere, he gets there fast.
Roll another performance check. He looks at you and looks you up and down. He says, "Well, I'll be. I've heard of you. Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Business. I had no idea that someone of your profession would be visiting our lovely city. Is there anything I can do for you? I mean, you could stay at my house if you wanted."
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how long we'll be in town, but maybe I'll come calling later. Where do you live exactly?
Oh, I'm on the northeast side of town. It's the only house that looks that it could, hold a Dargoth. All the other Dargoth live in the castle, in the barracks. I live alone. So there's plenty of room.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, you do me no honors there, Mr. Business. I'd say, can you do something for me though? I've always wanted to know what it's like to get punched by you.
Oh, sir, with pleasure, because you know what? You've been too kind. I don't trust people who are too kind. And I wind up and I put on a little bit of show, and then I punch him in the face.
Roll your attack roll. That is a natural 1, which is an immediate failure. You do an elaborate flourish. He is impressed by your acrobatic skills, but when you finally wind up for the punch, you go to punch him in the face, and it is extremely lackluster. You see the joy in his eyes leave immediately. You feel as though you have ruined his entire perception of you and your reputation. He responds to the attack. Well, thanks, Mr. Business. I think I have some people who are coming over later. You don't have to stay with me. Now that I think about it, I probably won't have the room, especially for you and your companions.
I see. Well,
it was
it's just as well. We have business to attend to.
Yeah, and me too. Gatekeeping and all. You know.
Yep. I have important business, Mr. Business as always. And I turn around and I don't run, given what could happen, but I try to walk away briskly and look like I'm busy and important.
Okay.
I shout after him. I told you to stop trying to take it easy on people.
Roll a speechcraft check, Caden. The hope doesn't return to his eyes. He's still disappointed. Now that you've effectively sabotaged your own reputation in this city, go ahead and keep going to the west.
All right. I definitely am not running now. I'm just walking with the rest of the group. I'm a little sad. This town, I'll have to can't perform here anymore.
Take it off your show list of venues. As you continue westward, you finally do reach a point where the main road kind of branches off. You notice to the north, there is more homes, things of that nature. You see the inn kind of at the center of town. To the south, there's more fancy buildings. You can definitely tell that the people to the south have a little bit more money. A lot of the homes to the northwest are more lower tier shacks, kind of not quite peasant homes. The peasant homes are kind of on the outside of the city, but they're definitely not as sophisticated of looking homes as those to the south. So do you go north, do you go south?
Well, we knew that the southwest is what held the house that doesn't belong, or doesn't look like it belongs, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Then I think we should head south.
Yep.
Okie doke. You continue heading south, and you reach another branch point. To your right, you see a house kind of set apart from the others. It does look like it doesn't belong, but you see a similar model of a house to your left. So you can knock on the doors around here, whatever you would like to do. I'm going to move some of your characters down this way. Caden, where'd you end up? Oh, you're way back there. So you reach this part of the city. So, like I said, to your right, this way, there's a home that feels out of place, but this home to your left looks very similar in build to it. Both kind of seem out of place. What do you do?
Can we be sneaky? Who's sneaky here? Can we peek in windows?
Absolutely. You don't have to have the skill to try to sneak.
Be sneaky.
Sneaking is a state of mind.
Well, I've got a little bit of sneaking.
Go for it.
Which house do we want to check out? Do you guys think? This one, since it's here? Or this one over here? Alright.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just casually roam over here.
I'm gonna casually sneak by on the back.
I mean, maybe I have to use the bathroom. And maybe I'm like under a window or something here in between these two buildings.
Roll a sneak check. And then after you roll a sneak check, roll a performance check.
And my sneakiness is at a 28.
Look at you.
So there's my sneak.
Excellent sneak. You expertly weave your way around the back of the home. You find a window that is ajar, and you're able to hop in pretty quickly and without making any noise. As you scan about, you notice that there isn't so many objects that would lead you to believe that the Emerald Guardsmen take residence here. It seems like a well-to-do home. There are rugs on the floor of ornate design. You have very well-made furniture. You see as though there are several children that are living in the home. Roll a stamina check.
Stamina.
You can add up to your maximum stamina to this roll. Just declare it first.
Okay. Stamina, I'm gonna go... What am I rolling stamina for?
Well, you're about to see what the steps coming from upstairs are, what they belong to. Excellent.
Okay, there's
roll.
my stamina.
You hear some light footsteps coming down the stairs on the wall opposite the one you stand on. Your eyes darting around, you see that there is a very clear spot where you can jump up kind of above some cabinets to become hidden. The footsteps get louder and louder, and you realize that even though they're louder, they're not deeper in tone. And as you finally climb into your position to be hidden, round the corner, a little girl, no more than 8 years old, walks kind of into the room. She goes up to try and reach some food that's being kept that she shouldn't probably reach into. It looks like she's trying to be sneaky as well. She finally does grab one and sits down at the table and begins munching. What do you do?
I think I just stay hidden and see what happens.
Okay. Roll a potency check. The girl continues eating, and as she's eating, she's kind of humming a tune to herself. What did you add to that roll of 20?
Oh, I didn't add anything.
Just tell me how much you added.
Let me add. I have 190. Did I roll potency earlier? No, that was stamina. So let me add 90 to the. No, let me add. Yeah, like 90 to that.
Okay. As she's eating her cookie, you realize that your solidified mental state starts to kind of crack a little bit. She's eating her food, and you are just starting to shake. As she finally stands up to leave, you are extremely relieved that she is leaving. However, your shaking has knocked loose one of the pieces of glassware in the cabinet that you're hidden above. The girl turns to look at the cabinet, and with her expert perception, does not notice anything missing and gets spooked and runs off. She runs back upstairs to her room shouting for her mother. You take this as your opportunity to get off the cabinet and get out as quickly as possible. You are incredibly shaken, though, and very uneasy as you exit the home and return to the rest of your group in the front yard.
Bloop, bloop. Well, that was an awkward bathroom break.
What happened?
So I went inside, and no one saw me because I have skills, but there was this little girl, and she just, I don't know, I'm just shaken. It's the weirdest thing. I've never encountered anything like that. Except once, maybe. But I'm sure it's not related.
Well, so, maybe it is.
Well, it's just kids sort of scare me. Because I had an incident with a bunch of children that may or may not have been damaged. So, I was with this traveling circus, right?
Okay.
So we were doing a benefit show, and I was a member of the most high-flying marksmanship troop. And an arrow may have gone awry and might have nicked someone, and unfortunately it was an orphan benefit, so all of these little kids were, orphans, and there was only a little blood, but they were screaming a lot. So honestly, like, little kids and high-pitched noises kind of scare me. There. Now you know.
As a fellow performer, I understand that, the audience's reactions can be trying sometimes, but you must, put forth your best effort to move on and, deliver the best show you can.
You didn't hear the shrieking.
Yelling upsets me too. I have delicate, sensitive ears.
Well, so there was nothing unusual about the contents of this house then?
It just seemed like a regular, wealthy household.
Then back to business, and I'll run off toward the other house.
Which way do you take off? Okay, I see.
Yep. To the west. The group continues across the street there to the west, coming upon the second house. Now, this house, as simple as it looks, is oddly enough more fortified than the other one. There are some bars on the windows. It definitely looks like this home would be tougher to break into. You do notice, however, that on the door there doesn't appear to be a lot of fortification. You guess that there's probably some on the inside, but as far as the outside goes, it looks pretty common. It looks almost as you could walk right in.
Except for the bars on the windows.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's no bars on the door, but it looks like you could probably just open the door and walk in. It almost like a business would. Like if you were going to go and sign up for something, it looks like it would almost be welcoming. But there's no lights inside. You can't see anyone inside through the few windows you can see through.
I'll do the honors and just try to open the door if it looks like a business.
You could always tell them you're selling cookies.
True. The door opens easily. You take a step forward and enter the space. Upon entering the space... Upon entering the space, you notice several things. First and foremostly, there's a desk to your right as you enter. Many papers are strewn across it. There's an inkwell that appears to have been used recently, but the ink on the quill is dry. Further back, there's a sitting area in front of a fireplace. There's a shelf with a bunch of odds and ends, little knickknacks here and there, potions, tomes, what have you. The most intriguing part of the room is the 4 statues that are lining the north and south ends of the wall. There's only 4 in total, but they seem almost lifelike.
I groan.
Oh, wait a sec, you guys Can I use my warding
Yeah, actually, let's make sure, everybody should be warded up at this point.
A very needed differentiation so that I don't destroy you all with a random spell here or there. Not that there are spells in this.
Also, the ward has 40 damage on it. It could take 40 damage. 80 damage now. It can take 80 damage now.
Cool.
Did you do the same thing?
Yeah, 80 damage.
Okay.
Now, if I remember right, the way that advancement reads, that does not increase the armor rating that you're given.
No, it's still a 40 armor rating. It's just the amount of damage that the ward absorbs.
Yep.
From the way I read it.
Yep.
The restoration is double base healing and ward.
Cool. So, what do you do? The room is pretty simple. It looks as though it's a business. There's nothing that jumps out at you as super scary or anything like that. But you do see two doors on either end. Or, I'm sorry, stairs to your left on the far corner. And a door on their far left corner, if I could freaking see. And then the stairs on the right beyond the fireplace leading up.
I'm gonna go to the desk and see what some of these papers look like.
Okay. Messana walks over to the desk nearest the door you entered through. This desk is cluttered with paperwork. There's also a duplicate note like the ones you've seen from your assassins. You can try and rifle through the papers with a performance check and see if you can find anything else.
Sure.
Excellent roll. A 110. As you notice some of the papers, there's one that kind of stands out. And on closer inspection, you notice that it's a memo from one of the Emerald Guardsmen captains. It's important to note there are multiple captains. It's stating that the lower level key is to be placed on the desk upstairs.
Well, I'll let my companions know that.
Yeah. Seems like good information to know.
The lower level key is to be placed on the desk upstairs?
Yep.
Oh, well, let's go get the lower level key.
I also, as we head up, I do kind of want to also investigate one of these statues.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay. As you investigate the statues, it almost looks like it's watching you. These statues specifically, you get the feeling that they almost have a sentience to them. They don't reach out at you or anything like that, but you wouldn't be surprised if they did. There's
Do they
nothing
look like they're made of stone, or do they actually look like they're cloth and flesh, but they're just hard as rock?
They look like they're made of stone, but it's as though they were immaculately crafted. Every detail is as though it's flesh, but it's got the texture, the look of stone.
Can I move?
I move.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm going to move left and right in front of them to see if the eyes follow me.
As much as you feel like you are being followed, they don't actually move. But you have the feeling as though you are being watched.
Can I move the statue? Like, can I shift it or tip it over?
You can attempt to if you'd like. This will be a stamina check.
Okay, so how does the stamina check work? Because I used...
Yeah, so stamina and potency checks, you can add up to whichever pool you're using. Whatever the maximum amount is, but you have to declare it before you roll it.
Okay, but every time, like, I could do, like, the previous stamina check that I did doesn't affect this stamina check?
Correct. Everyone's regenerated their stamina and potency at this point.
Alright, so let me do this.
a plus 100 stamina check. You try your hardest to knock it over to try and get it to move. It is just extremely heavy. You wish now that Reg was here to assist you. You feel like it would be easier with him around. However, it does not move.
Okay, and I just walk away.
All right, there's a couple other spots that if you wish to, run through. The other thing too is you don't hear the sound of people in here. That's an important thing to notice. As many people as you saw outside, it is almost silent in here with the exception of you guys going through things.
Are the windows... Can we see out the windows, or are they shuttered?
You can. They're just barred. They are they do affect the light in a weird way. It's as though it's darker on the outside, almost as though they're tinted, but... Like they're tinted. Yeah. But it doesn't actually... No, the bars prevent any windows from opening.
Okay. The door that we came through, is it closed now, or is it open?
It's halfway closed. It's still open. It hasn't shut of its own accord, if that's what you're trying to figure out.
I guess. I want to... Is there something I can wedge in between the door and the opening to keep the door open?
Yeah, there's a bench to your right. There's a chair behind the desk that Messena was rifling through earlier. And either of those would work.
What do you guys think about sort of wedging the door open?
Sounds like a smart idea.
I agree. That sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
Step on some stupid trap plate or something and the door slams behind us and we can't open it, it'll be bad.
Actually, yeah, given that and what the lessons Mr. Business has learned, I want to kind of see, I guess the immediate area I'm in, see if there's anything that might trigger a trap or something.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna wedge this door open with the bench.
Okay, Pax wedges the door open with the bench. Mr. Business, roll a sneak check.
Okay.
You can't see anything that would indicate something's trapped right now. However, you do notice in front of you on the fireplace a very nice-looking crossbow hung on a display rack above.
Ooh.
Does it have any, are the metal pieces on it shiny?
It is, actually. Above the fireplace is an ornate Dargoth-forged crossbow on a display rack. It has some runes inscribed on it and seeps potency. Now, you can inspect that further if you'd like.
No, I grab it.
All right, roll a stamina check.
All right, I will add... How much stamina do I have? I have 140. I'll go ahead and add 40 to it. Plus 40. Oh.
You are entranced by the ornate appearance of this Dargoth forged crossbow. You lift it up off the rack, and you hear the familiar sound of the click that means it was indeed trapped. A fireball comes flinging out of the actual recessed area that the crossbow was blocking, hitting you square in the chest and dealing a total of 120 fire damage to you. The ward is no more, and you take 40 points of damage.
All right.
Does it appear that the fire is done with him?
It was fairly quick. The chairs behind him are singed pretty heavily. Messena was at a safe enough distance to where it wasn't impactful for her at all.
As usual.
Okay, I'll go ahead and reward him. So I'll take 25, and then I'll immediately heal myself, and I'm net 47, so I should be back at full.
Perfect.
Well, Mr. Business.
Ow. That was unpleasant. I didn't like that. I'll like brush myself off and stand up. But do I still have the crossbow?
Yes, it's totally fine.
Neat.
All right.
Were we able to get spells prior, or are we still in the process of needing to do that?
You haven't had a moment where you stopped and gotten spells. You guys have been pretty adamant to trek through and get here and figure this thing out. You just don't want to be attacked in the night again by assassins. That's really the driving fear behind it.
Neat. I want to look at what's on this table here.
Yippee! All right. Roll just a 1d100. $93. Good roll. You find a scroll of lesser negate.
That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's there's some other odds and ends if you want to attempt to keep searching it, see what else is hidden in there.
What is the scroll of lesser negate?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The text reads, remove any non-permanent spell effects that are currently affecting the affected target.
So, a spellbreaker.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll look one more time.
Okay. Go ahead and make another roll.
Oh, well.
They can't all be winners, right? You find a scroll of the spell Quick Heal. Now, these are scrolls. These are not the actual spell books. These are just single-use items.
Okay. So these things I can use one time and then they're done?
Correct.
Does it cost me anything to use them? Like, do I need a certain amount of potency?
Nope. The scrolls kind of take up all of that.
Got it.
Quick Heal heals the caster for 50 points of health and stamina damage. Would anyone else?
That Quick Heal only heals me,
Correct.
and the scroll of lesser negate, can I use that on someone else or only myself?
Well, with the quick heal, we could have the person who's injured read it, right? They don't have to be...
Yeah.
Correct, yeah. Lesser negate will work on any target you choose.
Okay. Hey, you guys, you might want to come over here and see if you find anything useful.
Is anyone going to roll to search the rest of that rack?
Sure. Was that potency or
Just a random roll.
okay?
You find a potion of healing. It will heal you 50 points of health. Caden, strewn about, you find a scroll of Immolate, which is an mentalism spell. The text for that one reads, it shoots a cone of fire 8 squares long, 4 squares wide at the target, and does 60 points of damage if it hits.
So basically, it's the scroll of Hadouken.
Yeah, kind of. As you search the rest of the rack, it appears that everything else is pretty much just basic trinkets. It's not anything too intense.
Okay. Is there anything else in this room you guys want to look at?
I think perhaps we should travel up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we check the stairs for booby traps?
I was going to suggest that I should go last, but your suggestion amounts to the same.
Masena, you are always thinking of the team.
So who's leading up the stairs?
I will go first.
Excellent.
I could also go first if you would like.
I was going to use my sneaky sneak.
Oh, okay.
Roll a sneak roll there, Pax.
Sneak a sneak.
Since she's trying to be sneaky, I won't follow in immediately on her heels.
Okay. Caden, as she goes up the turn in the staircase, you'll kind of poke your head around just to keep an eye on things should something happen. Now with that, Pax slowly starts creeping up the stairs. She doesn't alert anyone to there being any traps that she spotted or anything like that. And after a couple, maybe a minute of, carefully taking her time going up the stairs, she reaches the top platform, turns around, and gives the okay.
I haven't found anything yet, you guys. Come on up, but carefully.
Mr. Business goes up last. Now, up here on this floor, you see what is clearly the barracks area. There are a good number of beds with footlockers on the bottom, or at the foot of the beds. There are 2 bookshelves, and on the very far wall are 2 desks. To your right, as you enter the room, you gaze down and see a door to your immediate right, and 2 small hallways that have some doors in them as well. Those look like to be the officers' quarters. You can explore any and all of it. It doesn't appear that there are any weird statues up here. It really does look like just sleeping arrangements for the people. For the guardsmen, I should say.
Is there anything on these shelves?
Yes, you can search through them. Go ahead and roll a random D100. You find, after sifting through some things, you find a scroll of quick heal. I guess they use that a lot around here.
I'll hand that over to Mr. Business.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
Would anyone else like to search anything?
Yeah, are those 2 separate desks or is that 1 desk?
2 separate desks.
All right, I'll take one if you take the other.
Sure.
Is that just a D100?
Yep. Let's see. Masena's first with a 47. You have found, Masena, a random magical item. We'll get to that in a second. Now, Pax, roll a stamina check.
General gameplay question. Is it always a good idea to throw as much health, potency, stamina into these checks as possible, or no?
Depends on how much danger you foresee in the very immediate future.
All right, I'm going to add 80.
Okay. Alrighty. Pax, as you open up one of the drawers, you spot the key to the lower level. However, you also see the string that's keeping the trap at bay. As you pull the door open, you reach in to grab the key just as the string breaks, releasing a flame spiral coming straight out of the drawer towards you. You're able to duck and roll very quickly into the corner to the north, just behind one of the beds. as you dodge your face out of the way of a very specific stream of flame. So good job on that one. That could have been tragic. Now, we're going to take this moment to see what Masenna found. Masenna, you found a piece of apparel. That apparel is some clothes, some pants at that, some peasant's clothes. But the cool part is that it has some latent magical ability. When you kind of put these pants on, you feel as though you can probably pickpocket someone fairly easily. Specifically, you could probably pickpocket them with, let's see here, just maybe +1 better.
So, they're peasant pants, you said?
Yep.
I hope there was something useful in that desk with the fire, because in here there's only garbage. I'll shove it back
in. That's awesome.
Masenna, you don't think that maybe you should continue your journey disguised?
How am I going to be known if I hide who I am?
That's the point. Because if they don't know who you are, then maybe you can pickpocket them easier. And then when you go back to being Masenna, they don't hate you.
I intend to gain what I gain on the strength of my legacy and my name, and not on the quickness of my fingers.
Okay.
If I'm going to make my way in this world, it will be on who I am, not on what I've taken from other people's pockets.
I enjoy finding useful little items in other people's pockets.
Then perhaps you should take those soiled drawers.
The soiled
That's wonderful.
I want to do a thing really fast.
Go for it.
I want to very, very quietly tiptoe down the stairs until just to this landing, and I want to peek around the corner and see if I see these weird statues doing anything creepy.
They're in the exact same position you left them in. They don't appear to be moving. Yep, smart to check.
Is the door still open?
Yep, everything is as you left it.
Okay.
Now, I see that everyone else is standing in front of some objects they'd like to search. Mr. Business.
I'm not searching.
Okay. Mr. Business, are you searching?
Yeah, I rolled an 81 to search this bookcase.
You find a poison of ill potency. When someone imbibes it or is cut by a weapon doused in it, or pierced for that matter, they lose 25 potency per round.
Nice.
That's nasty. Very anti-caster.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else searching anything?
I wouldn't mind going through some of these footlockers.
Go ahead and roll. Pax bends down to open up one of the footlockers. She tests the lock to see if it is indeed locked, and it isn't. She opens up the footlocker she's sitting in front of, and she sees the familiar twine holding together the trap. Roll a stamina check.
Well. Oops.
It appears to be the same type of trap. They clearly haven't been very inventive with things.
Stamina. I'm gonna throw all of my stamina at that. That didn't work. Sorry, no space.
Having the premonition from the moment before, you are able to very expertly duck out of the way, rolling to your right this time, landing in front of another footlocker. You're more than welcome to try and search this one as well. Would anyone else like to search anything?
The more
For booby traps.
I'll pass on the footlockers. Maybe we could hit those after on our way back.
Yeah. I think we need to. I don't know. Because are these doors? I just realized, like, there's certain areas.
Yes, there are 1, 2, 3. There are 5 doors leading to officers' quarters around the area here.
And I have a key to what?
to the downstairs.
Yeah.
You notice that these doors are slightly ajar. They didn't take time to try and lock these up to protect anything.
Is it odd that there is no one here?
At this point, I think my business sense is tingling, and I feel something foul's afoot.
Should we leave?
I felt that when I saw those statues. Thinking back, seeing that these are barracks, were the statues of soldiers?
Yes and no. The statues were definitely, humanoid-like, but they weren't necessarily soldiers. They looked to be crafted after people important to the Emerald Guardsmen. Some looked like they were captains, soldier captains, if you will, familiar enough looking to some of the people you fought recently. Others appear to be notable sages within the Emerald Guardsmen, and then one of them appeared to be maybe a scoutmaster of the Emerald Guardsmen. So,
okay.
Peering in the
they're just
doors,
statues.
peering within the doors, it doesn't appear that anyone is in any of the bedrooms. You do see some cupboards, some dressers, things like that. You're more than welcome to search them if you'd like. If not, there's no other passageways upstairs.
Okay.
Let's start searching the walls, starting in the main area where the beds are. Start testing the walls as we go around the thing and look for a secret passage or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna save you some time. You spend about 40 minutes going through each and every thing, trying to find a secret passage, but there are none.
Okay. All right, then I guess we need to find downstairs. There must be maybe downstairs. There's a passage that leads to somewhere because we have a key that leads to downstairs.
Yep.
Are we sure it leads to downstairs?
No.
It seems
all I
likely.
know is the Arcmaster said it was to downstairs.
Moving back to the entry area, the statues still appear to be in the same spot. You still feel creepy as you walk past them, as though you're being watched, but it doesn't appear to be by them.
Is there anything that it looks like the key would fit here?
This door right here.
Is that the door we came in?
No, that would be
No,
this
you came in
door
over
up top.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think we missed this door in our first time through.
Are you guys putting the key into the door?
Hold on. Where
I stand over here.
perhaps.
Yeah, I want to look for some traps.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That's a performance or just a roll?
Sneak roll.
Oh, sneak. All right.
You determine that there are indeed no traps on this door.
All right.
I don't trust Mr. Business's sneaking.
But Mr. Business always trusts his own senses, and so
Of
he.
course he does. Wait, stop! And I grab Mr. Business and haul him backwards by his
Wisely,
little cat ear.
Pax intercepts his hand as it is about to open the door and says, "No, bad Mr. Business."
Mr. Business, I appreciate that you are confident, but let me try.
If you must, and I'll step back. But I am fairly confident that door is, not trapped.
Pax takes a
And
moment to look
harm
the door
in
over.
Double checking. And you said it was a sneak?
Yep. Pax takes a moment to look the door over behind Mr. Business, and feeling very confident now, having had several traps sprung on her, she knows exactly what she needs to look for. She determines that Mr. Business is indeed correct. There are no traps on this door.
Okay.
Who's opening it?
I will. I'm very confident this door is not booby trapped.
Mr. Business opens the door, and there is no trap that clicks, so
Hooray.
you do feel safe. There is stairs down to a lower platform, and then they turn right. What is the marching order going down these stairs? They're wide enough to where you can probably put two people shoulder to shoulder if you really tried, but it would be very, very tight.
I think I would I would take the lead if no one objected, because I was already like, I open the door, let's keep going.
All right.
And I'll follow behind them. I'll take number 2.
Come on,
Okay.
Messana. You can be last.
Yeah, I can take third.
Mr. Business makes it to the lower platform, and then everyone else follows behind him.
Alright.
I check on those statues and the door last time before I head up the stairs.
As Mr. Business descends past the lower platform, everyone hold up. As Mr. Business descends the platform he just reached, he walks slowly forward. As the stairs crumble under his weight, he falls. Mr. Business, go ahead for me, if you will, and make a stamina check.
Alright. Because I've not been rolling hot today, I'm going to put the rest of my stamina into it. I don't want to die.
You should be back at full stamina.
Oh, okay. Well, then I put 100 into it.
Okay.
It's a good thing I did.
However, your reflexes aren't quick enough. You fall, your claws scraping against the stone as you travel further and further down. It's only a 6-foot drop, however, it feels like forever as your leg lands on one of the spikes at the bottom. The rest of you is unscathed, however, you take 200 points of damage as it pierces your leg. Now, the ward does kind of block some of the immediate pain, so it's not as bad as it could have been, but still, you take 120 points of damage. You are not feeling very hot.
Yeah. I will immediately use that scroll of quick healing.
Okay.
I also have a scroll of quick healing that's worth 50. I'm gonna throw that at you as well.
You pull your leg out of the spike and begin to cast the scroll as best you can read. It's kind of, you're not very familiar with the potent arts, so you do your best.
Yeah.
But it appears to work. Your leg begins to mend itself slowly. Now, you're faced with the challenge of trying to get up 6 feet with a bum leg.
Yeah.
Can he use my scroll of quick healing as well?
Indeed, he's just not near you right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Let's see.
You could throw it down to him in the meantime while we try to figure out how to get him out of there.
okay, I'm gonna toss it up to you because I kind of want to keep an eye on these statues, and then you can.
Wait, you say it's only 6 foot down, right?
Yeah.
I could just hang, somebody grab me by the britches here, and I could just lean over and reach down and grab him.
There
Just
you
pull
go.
them up.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
All right. Who's holding Caden?
I will.
Hopefully, both of them.
I'll come up and we'll grab you by your boots.
Okay. Between the both of you, you're able to keep Caden fairly steady. Mr. Business, you grab Caden's hand as he reaches down for you. You grasp it. You all use your combined strength to pull Mr. Business up. He is up, but he is on the same side of the trap that you are all on. Pax, you reach over and give Mr. Business the scroll of quick heal.
Yeah.
Mr. Business, I'm assuming you use it immediately.
Yeah, I'll let everyone like take a second to survey the scene while I just kind of sit in the corner and lick my wounds.
Okie doke. Now, the gap isn't fairly large. It's maybe 4 feet across. But you have enough leverage where you can jump over it with a confident jump. Everyone's going to need to make a performance check to make it across.
I'm looking at the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell that at how many steps you have to go past to make sure everything's clear? Like, can I see the opposite wall of it to know exactly what step is safe?
Yep.
If in case there was some steps that did not crumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can very easily make it out. Like I said, it's only about 4 feet, so that's maybe maybe 4, maybe 5 steps. You feel like you could very easily, without much effort, jump all the way to the platform to the south, where the next landing is.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll go first.
Well, Mr. Business is sitting in front of you right now.
Oh.
All right, then I'll just. I mean,
He can
I'll
squeeze
just,
by if you'd like, but
that's all right. I'll go first, unless if I'm in the way, I'll just jump. I'm just like, all right.
roll a performance check.
I'm just terrified this whole time.
So you land at the very edge and start teetering back. Roll a stamina check.
All right. Well, I spent the first 100, and seeing my rolling, I'm gonna spend my last 40.
You have 60 right now. It's been
60.
It hasn't been terribly long.
All right. 1d 100 plus 60.
Yeah, you're able to, by sheer force of will, force yourself forward, so you land on the platform. Who's our next roller? Was that what you rolled, Caden? 11 plus 50? Caden? You lost. Apparently.
I'm sorry, I was talking through mute. Yes, that's my roll. Plus 50. If you see, I type plus 50 and then I click my button, so 61 total.
Perfect. So you make it across. Massena's up next, and then Pax. Performance
so this is
roll.
just performance?
Yep.
Okay.
Masena, you're able to make it across. Caden and Mr. Business help. Pax, you're able to make it across as well. You all kind of keep hold of the others so they don't fall across. Now, with the way things are sitting, Caden, you are now at the front of the line. Would anyone else like to go first?
I don't mind going first. I could take a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay behind him, but yeah, I want to be the shield anymore for a minute.
Caden, stop.
Ow.
Yep. So roll a stamina check, Mr. Caden.
You would think we would have learned.
Did you add anything to that, or are you just going to take it?
I blew all my stamina in the last stamina check.
I keep forgetting you only have 50. Well, the good news is that you also fall into some spikes. The best part of this news is you have the health to spare. You take 250 points of damage, and you are just in immense
still has
pain.
his ward, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still have my,
Thank you.
I still have my ward.
So that takes 80 of it.
You're left with 230 points of health. Now, you are pierced, you let out a loud scream, and you can hear it echoing through not only the hallway but into the next room that you were about to walk into. Now, this too is only a 6-foot drop, so you guys can all work together like you did a moment ago to get him back out.
Well, before they do that, I'm going to go ahead and pump my health back up. It's going to take me 1-2 turns. It'll take me 2 turns to get the max.
Okay. So you very slowly slowly get your health all the way back up, and you can just see him like go into a meditative trance as you see his wounds start to very, very slowly heal up. So finally he gets all the way back to full health. He seems ready to go. You guys pull him out. Same deal, you'll have to jump across this little jump right here. This one is smaller than the other one was, so you shouldn't have too many problems.
Okay.
So,
I reward myself and I reward Mr. Business.
Okay.
So I take 50 and then I will heal myself back up. So basically waste another 2 turns before jumping over there.
Cool.
Oh yeah, now do we need to make another stamina roll?
Performance check.
Oh, performance, alright, well. Hey, finally.
Nice. Mr. Business, you're good. Lauren, is that 64 for Pax to get across?
Nope, there you go.
Perfect.
That was my last performance check.
Okay. And then Messena.
Yeah.
Perfect. No, you make it across. That one was pretty simple. You kind of skirt along the outside of the wall there, where the floor still is. As you enter this room, you notice a fire pit in the center of it. On the far edge to the southeast, you notice a larger set of stairs down. Now, those stairs look a lot different than the stairs you were just going down. These look to be almost like they're carved out of stone going into a cave. This room appears to be some sort of spell armory. You see potions and scrolls and all sorts of magical and spell-based items on shelves and bookcases across the room. There's more bookcases with stuff in it. There's a hallway to the north in the far east corner of the room that leads to 2 more doors. You're guessing that it might be some sort of laboratory or a bedroom or something. You're not 100% certain, but...
Okay. Do you guys want to take the time to search these real quick? We might get something useful.
We need to look for booby traps really fast. Well, whatever we look at. If you open any drawers, like this place has been booby trapped a lot.
Yeah.
So like before we go down those stairs, basically like look for booby traps before you do anything.
I'll look for booby traps on this bookcase, not that I know what I'm looking for.
Everyone roll a sneak check.
Oh, what was my bonus to that? Oops. Okay.
Oh. Not being very sneaky today.
Everyone on the various things they're looking at are able to determine that there aren't any traps of note. Everything looks like it's just a storeroom. Everyone is appearing to search bookcases and the shelves. Pax, you're searching the hallway to the north. Everything seems as though it's business as usual, totally safe.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll search this bookshelf that I'm standing next to.
Go ahead and roll. Just 1d100.
Yeah.
That's all I rolled.
Okay.
Just a flat one. D100.
Yep. You find a scroll of Repel Undead.
That's useful.
Searching through the rest of the bookcase, there isn't really a lot left. That's pretty much the only thing of note in that one. Mr. Business, as you search through the bookcase in front of you, you're able to find a common essence gem.
Copy that. Common essence gem.
Pax, as you search the bookcase, you find, with a roll of 72, you find a potion of potency plus 50. Masena, what are you searching?
I'd actually like to examine this like large brazier or whatever in the center here. See if I notice anything unique about it.
Yeah, as you step very close to it, you feel potent energy emanating from it. As you kind of lean in to get a better look and feel about it, the fire begins to burn brighter and leap up almost. And a bolt of flame flies out of the fire itself right towards you. Roll a stamina check.
All right, and let's see. Stamina's the green one, right? Yeah.
Correct. All right. It hits you, and thankfully the ward that was on you takes the brunt of the damage. You are left still taking about 40 points of damage.
Okay. And so armor doesn't block that armor. Oh, you already. Okay.
Yeah, I already took. No, the armor doesn't block it. That's what the stamina check is there for, to dodge the bolt of fire. But your ward did help significantly. If you wouldn't have been warded, you'd be dead right now. So you kind of step back and say, all right, it's probably not wise to get too close to this thing.
Kaden, do you know anything more about what could cause this?
I don't know. Let me take a look at it. Can I make a potency check?
Absolutely. You stay a little further back than Masena was, just to be on the safe side. As you look about it and kind of almost go into a trance, you kind of feel the potent energy weaving through it, and you're familiar enough with it to where you can detect that it is some sort of fire-based spell. Go ahead and roll your potency check.
All right, I'm gonna add plus 50
Okay.
to this.
You
Nice.
determine that it's a magical-based trap, based off all of the information that you see in front of you, as well as your studies in the past. This is something that there's a essence gem, effectively, at the bottom of the flame that kind of keeps it continually burning, but also detects when other souls, essences of people are nearby, and it lashes out at them per the spell contingency. So it's definitely an elaborate trap. It's somewhat costly, but it's very effective at keeping people away from stuff. Though looking in the fire, you don't see anything that would be of value. You feel as though this is purely there to lash out at people on their way down.
Can I reward Masena?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink my potion.
Okay. And that was 50, right?
Yeah.
You are back at full health. You are newly warded. And you are also, after some time has elapsed, everyone should be back at full stamina.
So the stairs?
I started tapping the steps with my crystal sword.
Excellent.
Tink, 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 tink. Step. Tink, 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 tink. Step.
Roll a sneak check.
Oh no.
Well then. Let's see here. Roll a... Oh man, roll a stamina check.
I'm gonna put all my stamina into it. So, I'll do this. 69.
Well, as you step down onto the third stair after checking the rest of them, you accidentally trigger a pressure plate. Out from the floor and even on the sides, spikes extend very quickly. You have next to no time to actually react, and you are impaled, taking 300 points of damage. Your ward blocks 80 of it, which means you take 220 points of damage. You are skewered, basically, but it misses all of your vital organs. They retract slowly. You are bleeding profusely. And everyone is taken aback to that fact that you just got hurt so badly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need help bandaging myself. Does it look like I can remove the spike?
They've already been
easily?
removed.
He said it
They went back
slowly,
into the
like-
wall.
Oh, okay. So I'm no longer impaled. I'm just bleeding. Okay. So I start. I immediately just start trying to heal myself, left and right hand.
Okay. You take a long while to do that. Everyone else is back at full stamina. If they took any, it probably takes about a solid 10 minutes for you to channel enough magical energy to get yourself back to full health. Now everyone is very aware of where that pressure plate is, so you should be able to walk past it pretty easily.
That's the next pressure plate. That's the problem. I put another ward on myself as well. Get myself to normality here.
So these aren't spells. These are
Traps.
mechanical traps, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that scroll of lesser negate isn't going to do anything.
Correct.
So let me ask you a question. How long is a turn?
Between 6 and 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. I can't heal myself twice a turn?
You can.
I was just trying to figure out why it would take 10 minutes is all.
Because you're the one channeling the energy, and also you're almost dead. It just takes a lot of mental strain, so you kind of, it hurts to do that.
Yes.
So if you were in combat and had the adrenaline going, that'd be a little bit different. But because you feel no immediate threat, you kind of are mentally exhausted from the pain.
I gotcha.
All right, I want to move in and check for traps.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a sneak check.
Sneak check. Is 28. Ugh.
Now, you know for certain, like you are adamant that there are no traps the rest of the staircase.
Okay, so
Sounds good to me. I'll go first.
Scamper down.
Okay.
It's better that I go first.
Yeah, but you're almost dead.
No, I'm not.
He healed himself back up. You guys took some
Okay.
time. Mr. Business, you follow down in the rear. You get Pax. You get all the way to the bottom of the stairway. Everyone feels, pretty confident in your ability to identify traps.
Sword out.
All right, everyone appears to be ready with weapons out. So, as you descend the rest of the way, you notice that there is a wide chasm with sharp rocks and a very small creek running through this cavern at the end of the stairway. Looking to what you feel to be the southwest, you notice kind of almost like some plateaus. On one of the plateaus is an orb that is very obviously glowing outright. To the north of that is a door leading to a rounded structure, a rounded wall. It almost looks like, an underground tower, if you will. At the center of this room is a very, very large statue, and it is of a Dargoth. It's probably standing about 18 feet tall, which is exaggerated size for a Dargoth. But behind it, on a pedestal, is an immaculate chest. You feel like something of note and something of importance is definitely in there. On the outcroppings between that main platform, you see many statues of Risan. These are all Risan people, Risan warriors, Risan mages, spellcasters, what have you. But they all have that eerie, ominous feel to them like the ones upstairs did. What do you do?
Obviously, we want that chest. The glowy thing is interesting.
Yeah.
And the statues, these are the same creepy statues as were in the one room. There's some significance to the statues.
I think the time is finally, like, Mr. Business is like, he's been kind of goofing off, but now he's going to actually get some serious business, and so he's going to break character a little bit and rely on his cat instincts, and, like, he's going to start sneaking around more. So I think if I go into the dungeon, I'm going to, like, sneak over into, like, this area.
Okay. You see a small cavern leading off to the side there, but it ends pretty abruptly. You notice that the shallowest jump, or the shortest jump to get across the ravine here, is to the south a little ways from your current position. It's maybe 10 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, something like that. Something where if you got a running jump, you could probably get all the way across. There are some rocks and stuff that you'd have to overcome as well. But you notice that the jump across is slanted. So even if you miss it, you might have a better chance of grabbing yourself as you descend towards the sharp rocks towards the bottom.
Okay. I'll just kind of relay that information to everyone, and, well, that may be our best bet to get across.
Okay.
What do you do?
I feel pretty good about that because of my circus training.
Same. I think my wrestling training will help with this. So maybe if we jumped across first, maybe we can be there to help catch other people.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll it. Performance
What?
check.
Okay.
Mr. Business takes a running leap and, dodging some rocks, lands expertly, almost past where he was intending to. In much the same way, Pax stands back towards Caden, takes a running leap, but does not quite make it all the way across. Roll a stamina check.
And if I would also, if I saw that, would rush to try to grab a hand. Like, if she's reaching out, try to reach for a hand.
Okay, Pax, you get a plus 25 on this roll in addition to whatever you put in.
Oh, gotcha. I was gonna put like 50, so that'll be 75.
Perfect. So as you land, you start skidding backwards. You lean forward instinctually and start almost clamoring at anything and everything you could possibly get a hand on. At that moment, Mr. Business reaches out his hand and almost inches away from missing you completely. You're able to clasp each other's fingers together, and he helps pull you the rest of the way. You, Pax and Mr. Business, stand about 5-10 feet apart-ish to be at the ready to catch whoever happens to jump next, should they miss. Messena and Caden, you are up next.
What is it?
I start doing some leg stretches, a couple jumping jacks, get warmed up a little bit.
As Caden warms himself up, Messena just gets back, psychs herself up, and then makes a running leap. She lands just shy about where Pax landed as well. Both Pax and Mr. Business instinctually go to meet her where she is and are able to pull her the rest of the way. Caden, go ahead and roll.
All right, I take off into a dead sprint and try to time it to get right there towards the edge as I leap up into the air there. And let's see.
Oh man, you make the best jump of all of them. Apparently the stretching worked out. So you land past Pax and Mr. Business, and your sword is still drawn at the ready for anything that might be coming at you now. You noticed, now that you're across the ravine, I'm going to move all of our players a little ways. You stand at the foot of the almost altar-esque structure. To the south of you lies the 18-foot-ish Dargoth, along with all the Risan statues. To your right, there's a small outcropping with some ruined walls and a bridge leading across to that tower-esque doorway to the northwest. There's a bridge leading to the plateaued area where that magical orb is, but you have to go through or by the Dargoth statue to get there. What do you do? Where do you go?
Should we go straight for the Dargoth or check out this tower room first?
I would say we should look at the tower.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something in the tower that can help us.
Sure.
But I also have a nagging feeling that the second we walk past some of these statues, so I'm just on the ready. Like, I'm keeping my head on a swivel, my ears perked.
Okay. You're able to...
Well, I have two fears here. One, that these things are going to attack us, or two, they were already attacked and we might look like them in a moment.
Those are...
So I've got this scroll of lesser negate, which basically renders any other spell useless.
It renders a non-permanent effect from a spell, like it stops it. So if you're experiencing burning sensations from magical fire, this would be what you would use to put it out.
Okay, so I can't preemptively use this where I think there would be a spell.
Correct. You would have to someone would have to be experiencing the effects for it to work.
Okay, I got you.
Are you going across the bridge and into the door?
Check. I want to check for some traps first before anyone crosses the bridge. I think Mr. Business has learned what sort of place this business does. So it's a sneak check?
Correct.
All right.
You determine that there are absolutely no traps. You are beyond confident. You make the argument that there is no way there's a pressure plate on this old-looking wooden bridge, and if it is, it would give way before the pressure plate was even activated.
All right. I confidently say, this is we're safe, and I'll whoever wants to walk across.
You make it sound like the bridge is unsafe.
I'm gonna go across. No door so far has been trapped.
Correct. Messena goes across the door, and as goes across the bridge, and as she steps off of the bridge, the door itself swings open of its own accord, revealing.
It's worse.
Inside, there's a red orb floating about 2 feet off of the ground in the center of this circular room. There's nothing else in the room except this orb. The orb is pulsating almost like a heartbeat. Lightly, you feel some heat coming from it, but nothing deterring. It almost is like a warm embrace. The orb is swirling on the inside as though something is active about it.
Can you all see this?
Yeah, I think I'll make my way over. What does my gut tell me?
Your gut tells you that this is doing something. It doesn't seem to be harmful. It's not intimidating in any way, shape, or form. It does seem to be some sort of magical energy source, if you will.
Can I do a check to see if I understand it a little better or see if it has anything related to the statues we're passing?
Yeah, roll a potency check or a health check if you'd like.
Now, if I use my health check, I lose the health, right?
Absolutely.
And it'll be raw health, right? Not the ward.
Absolutely. How much are you adding to the roll? 50 points.
I did 50.
Looking at the orb, you're able to determine exactly what it is and what it does. You've seen these before. This is an energy source for a trigger that is animating something.
Excuse me.
Oh, so it looks like this is going to power something that's probably going to animate those statues. Is there any way I can dampen the energy?
Can we destroy it?
Yeah, you can try all of those things. What would you like to do first?
How about you bring over that negate scroll and try that?
Is this a magic thing that we can...
Yes, you may use the scroll of lesser negate on this.
Alright, I'll hand the scroll of lesser negate to Caden and let him go to town.
What school is lesser negate in?
I think it's reconstitution.
Okay,
But-
well, I'll do it.
Cool.
Oh,
You
I have
read-
restoration.
It is reconstitution.
Oh, okay.
You read the scroll aloud. The letters on the page burn a bright blue and then dissipate as energy flings from your fingertips, from your person, around the orb. The orb becomes very dim and almost transparent as the swirling inside it stops. In the background, you can hear stone falling.
Oh, maybe I got this wrong. Maybe this doesn't power what wakes them up, but instead keeps them asleep.
Oh no, look behind us.
As you look behind you, you see all of the smaller stone statues crumbling. You can see the magical energy just completely going away. It is like steam going into the air. You hear hissing. You hear angry hissing at that. And then as soon as the last one falls, the largest one begins to move. He takes one giant step forward, the entire cavern rumbling. And you hear a guttural noise.
I will destroy you.
Thankfully, you're far enough away to where he can't swing at you right this second. But you are worried about what he may or may not be able to pick up and fling your way.
Let's do that same thing to that blue one.
Yeah,
I don't have any more scrolls.
Roll
but I'm
initiative.
just gonna start. Yeah, a good point.
Do we have to get past the big guy to get to the blue orb?
You can attempt to scale the wall, though it would be slightly tough. It's about 10 foot higher than the surrounding rock. However, it's not impossible.
I'm feeling squirrely.
I'm going to take my turn to left and right pump heals into me before this thing gets over to me.
Okay. You are back to full. So I'm just going to shout out names. You tell me what everyone rolled. Messena?
Oh, for just initiative?
Yep.
Yeah.
55.
Caden?
84.
Mr. Business?
57.
Pax?
55.
All right. Caden, you're up first. So you spent your turn healing yourself up. Are you going to move as well?
Nope.
Okay. Next would be Mr. Business. What do you do?
All right, I'm going to bolt it across the bridge. What's our I forget my movement speed.
It's 8, and then you can expend 10 stamina for an additional square up to 4 squares.
Check that. Eight. So I'll run there, and then I'll go ahead and expend. It's a 10 stamina for 4 squares.
Yes.
Per so I'll expend 40. Go
Okay.
down to 100, and do 1, 2, 3, 4. The dackle.
All right, you're at a flat-out run right now.
Yeah, and I'm just screaming, "It's business time!"
Of course you are. Messena, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna run also. Let's see. So if I go more than, I'll just go 8 though. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Pax?
I can travel 1, 2, 3. I'm going to actually head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wherever that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm actually going to head towards the statue
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. And then the statue, he's moving slowly. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets to the bottom of the stairs, laboriously turns towards you, picks up one of the larger chunks of the Risan statue nearest his front, and throws it just at your guys' general area between the ruined walls that some of the other statues were at. So he gets a plus 60. So he lands the statue about right here. Messena, what's your armor rating?
100 base plus the 80 for the ward, so 180.
It's 40 for the ward, just FYI.
Oh, I thought the ward was 80. Never mind. Okay.
It's 80 damage.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't affect the armor rating. So he lands it square between the both of you, and the Risan statue kind of rolls past you a little bit more, and it kind of comes to a stop before it falls into the ravine behind you. That's its turn. It is back to Caden.
All right. I yell, "Watch out! He's throwing statues." How far can I move?
8 squares plus 4 if you want to expend 40 stamina.
Is this area right here? Are these walls?
These ones right here?
Yeah, like this thing where it's like facing
Yeah.
each other. Are those walls? These lines?
Those are ruined walls. They're not very sturdy or very high for that matter, but they do provide some little amount of coverage.
So if I was to duck down behind one, I could still get hit in the head with the statue, is what you're telling me.
Potentially, or the statue would break through the wall.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll go 2, 4, 6. I'll go right here to intercept him as he moves up this way. On the wary to I'm prepared to dodge statues. I'm keeping an eye on what he's throwing and where he's throwing, so I can have a better chance, hopefully, of dodging.
Sounds good. Mr. Business, you're up next.
All right. I'm gonna keep running. Get to the wall, and then just try to scale it. I'm pretty good with all 4 of my paws, so.
Roll 3 performance checks.
All right. So when you say performance, that's the performance skill, that's not
Correct.
a stamina check, right? Okay.
Correct.
So 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Roll a stamina check. So as you're rolling your stamina check, Mr. Business at a dead sprint runs past the rest of the group as they kind of bunker down for their fighting positions. He jumps up the first hurdle of the plateau towards the 10 foot up. He leaps off of a rock going to the second platform, and on the third one, just as though he was going to just barely reach it, he comes inches away from grasping the topmost part of the rocks to pull himself up. And go ahead and roll your stamina check.
Yeah. And I am terrified of failing, so I'm going to pour all 100 into it.
As he misses with his first hand, he instinctually grabs up with his second hand, pulling himself the rest of the way up. He is on the top of the plateau. And that was effectively your entire turn.
Woo! I'm just panting on the top.
Yeah. Messena, you're up next.
Okay. I'm gonna still kind of move forward, but I'm going to try to move away a little bit so that I'm not, if it's throwing things, it can't focus its aim.
Smart.
That's it.
Okay. Pax?
Can I move on the diagonal?
Yep.
Alright, I run straight towards it. With both my hands raised up high.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to get its attention and see if it'll talk to me.
Despite your frantic shouting, it does not pay you any heed. It is still very focused on destroying all of you. And it, based on the little potent knowledge you have, you know that this is some sort of thrall. It's not actually sentient. It was given the ability to move and function with a very specific purpose. And logic leads you to the belief that it is to protect whatever is in that
chest.
A chest, yeah.
Right.
Is that your whole turn?
I guess so.
Okay. The Dargoth statue takes one giant step forward and
Bye-bye.
unsheathes his incredibly large stone greatsword and rolls his attack. Does 194 hit you?
I'm sure it does. How do I tell?
What's your total armor rating?
With the ward, it's 150.
Okay.
The ward is 80, and you should have at least 100.
Well, the armor rating is
how much
40.
damage it absorbs. It's 40.
Oh, you're right.
The base 50
40
is 90.
And I think you're wearing the shirt, so yours should be 150.
Yeah.
So he smacks you with the sword, and it breaks the ward almost instantly and deals an additional 23 points of damage to you. But with the force that you were hit, you're actually knocked back 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, and you're able to catch yourself before you hit the wall that you just came from. Everyone sees this and kind of fears for Pax's life for a brief moment, but seeing she's okay warms your heart, but also you realize how incredibly strong this statue is. With that, it's Caden's turn.
Did she get a piece of it?
A piece of what?
No, it got a piece of me.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you reached it in time to hit it.
No, I probably should have. But I don't have a sword or anything like that. Like, I have a bow.
Alright.
Yeah, I have a bow, that's all.
I'm gonna swing at it with my crystal sword.
Go for it. Good hit. Caden swings at it with his crystalline sword, and for whatever reason, as you're swinging, Caden, you notice that the ice that surrounds it when you normally swing the sword is way more sharp and has a lot more energy to it for whatever reason. You notice that it deals more damage than you had initially anticipated. So it actually deals 67 points of damage to this guy.
Oh, nice.
Dion, as a player, that sword now grants you a bonus to whatever you're in the amount of your level to the ice damage it deals. So right now it's the base 5 plus your level, which is 6.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You have a second hand.
And that damage is that's only to damage, right?
Correct.
Okay. I am going to chop at it with a hand axe because I just don't feel confident that I should punch it.
Good idea.
So let me do the throwing axe. There we go.
It kind of just scrapes across the stone, but nothing of note. Nothing chunks off or anything like that. Mr. Business?
Yes, I will keep running at this orb, and I think I'm just gonna what is it, as I'm running toward it, what does it look like to me?
It looks very similar to the other one, except it's larger and blue. You do notice something odd. In front of it, it looks like there's like a walkway, as though people have walked that path a lot.
Alright, so I'll see the path, but right now I'm kind of focused. I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna spear it, just kind of crash it, use my shoulder, my full upper body, and just go full strength and smash into it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Alright, here's my attack.
Dang. Alright, roll a second attack.
Okay.
Okay. As Mr. Business rushes forward, he effectively breaks a good chunk of the glass on this portal. On this orb, which opens some sort of tiny portal to, you can't really tell where, but all of the potent energy begins seeping from it. And as you notice it seeping from it, parts of the stone statue start falling off. He takes 200 damage from that.
Oh.
It's not broken completely.
Yeah.
But Pax, it's your turn. I'm sorry. Masena's turn. And she is going to try and get up to your area, Ed, to assist you. And she has performance check. It's quite longer than it took you, but she gets about halfway up. Her second turn will be another part of climbing up, so it's going to take her 2 turns to get up. Pax, you go.
Do I have to take the stairs to get up to this platform, or can I get there from here?
You can make a jump from the side area. It's about 3 foot up. You can bypass the stairs.
6, 8. So 8 gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets me here.
Yep. You gonna do anything else?
No, I'm trying to get to the chest since this guy moves slowly.
Okay. Pax darts past the Dargoth statue to the south, leaping over a small rise up to the altar area, and makes a dash south and upward in level to the same platform that the chest is on. With that, it is the Dargoth statue's turn. Caden, he turns to you and swings his greatsword as hard as he possibly can.
Oh no.
He scores a critical hit. So the ward breaks on you, and you take... Hold on 1 second, I need to do the math. So you take... I'm going to do all of this right now, and then I'll add back in what the ward takes. So you take 206 points of damage from the actual critical hit, and then on top of that, you take another 50 from his advancements being just massive. And then I'm adding back 80 to to offset the ward. So you sit at 224 health right now. Caden, it is now your turn.
Oof. No joy. What are the penalties for casting in combat?
There aren't any of note.
All right, so let me think this through. All right, it's important that I get the ward back up, so I'm going to ward myself, so I take another 25 points of damage.
Okay, I will cover that.
And then I am going to... Jeez. I'm going to whack at it with my sword.
Okay.
Wait, how much did I take before?
Before the ward, you took 256
hopefully I won't get critted
damage.
again. I should be okay. I could take one more hit, hopefully. So yeah. I hit it with my crystal sword.
Okay. The ice just doesn't quite cut through like it did a moment ago. You feel like you didn't find as open an area where there's, you hit a kind of a flat surface rather than, some jagged edges.
Well, I'm sure getting hit for 200 didn't help.
True. It kind of knocked you off your game. Do you want to try the axe as well or no?
No, I casted a ward.
I forgot that, yeah.
So that's both left and right.
Mr. Business?
All right. I am just going to take a stance and just punch this thing as hard as I can both times with,
Go for it.
Oh.
The second one hits pretty significantly. The first one does not. More potent energy seeps through, as well as some from the hole already in it. You deal about 100 points from that hit you just did to the Dargoth statue, and about 50 comes out from the potent energy seeping out right now. Masena finishes her climb and finally pulls herself up and rushes to meet you at the orb. That is the majority of her turn. Pax, it is your go.
Okay, so I want to move all the way to the chest, and I want to check it for, well, I wonder if I should check it for booby traps since it's already like technically booby trapped with the enormous Darga statue. But yeah, I want to check it for booby traps real quick, and then I want to try to open it.
Roll a sneak check.
Ugh.
You don't think that there are any traps on it, none that you can see at least.
Okay, is it locked? Can I open it?
It is unlocked.
Can I open it?
If you would like.
I would like to open it.
Roll an extremely important stamina check.
I'm gonna throw all my stamina at this because I know this thing is super important. It's a really crappy roll.
It is. As you go to lift the chest, the lid opens and then doesn't quite open all the way. As soon as that happens, the entire pedestal that you stand on sinks slightly. And as that happens, fire in a complete tornado around you just engulfs not only you, but the pedestal, the chest, and incinerates a whole slew of things. You take... oh, hold on. I gotta see what I got written down here. You take 200 points of damage, which leaves you at 7 health with the ward.
Neat.
You are barely alive, hanging by a thread. You know that this, deep down with all your skills, you know that this was just a one-shot trap, kind of like a last-ditch effort. If someone did get this far to just end them while the Emerald Guardsmen weren't here. What do you do?
Well, I'm at 7 health. I have a potency potion. I can't cast a ward. I don't know. I'm almost toast anyway. Like, can I open the chest the rest of the way?
Yeah, you
Why
see
wouldn't you be able to cast a ward?
Because I have to have I have to have potency to be able to cast a ward.
Correct.
Yeah, you
Okay.
burned your stamina,
So
not
let
your
me
potency.
let me reward myself just on the off chance that helps.
Okay. And then you
And
so
then
you take
open
the
the
latch.
chest.
Okay. You pull the latch that got caught back. Nothing happens. You lift the chest up. And with that, it is the Dargoth's turn. The Dargoth's taking another swing at you, Caden. The Dargoth statue. He hits, dealing 103 points of damage.
Miss.
It misses?
It misses.
What's your armor
he needs
rating?
A 165.
Oh my goodness, by 2 points! As you stare death in the
Because I have the
face.
second level of hand-to-hand, which gives me plus 75 instead of plus 50 armor.
Oh, nice. So as you stare death in the face, the sword comes down, and you just, to the best of your ability, try to dodge, and it comes within inches of slicing your arm off. But
I scream,
it
not
lands.
today, buddy.
But it lands in the dirt beside you. It's your turn, Caden.
All right, I am going to heal myself. So I get a bonus of 47 health from where I'm at now.
Okay.
So 246. Yep. There you go. And I am going to hit at it with the crystal sword.
Roll. That is a hit, dealing 67 points of damage.
And that's it for me. Or actually, maybe I could bring this thing over towards the pedestal that's on fire. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it here for now.
Mr. Business, roll.
Yep. Punch.
The second one hits, dealing another 100 points of damage. Whoops. And then the existing wounds deals another 50. It is Masena's turn. She is going to roll to attack. And she misses. And in her fury, she's going to slam at it with her fist. It doesn't quite break. Pax?
I'm barely hanging on, but I've got my head inside the chest now. What's inside of it?
There are 3 random magic items, and in addition to that...
That is it. What?
196 gold.
I was really expecting there to be something bigger in there.
Yep. Caden, get ready. 192, just shy of another critical hit. You take 23 points of damage. And it is back to you, good sir.
Oh. Alright. I reward myself, so I take 25. And then I'm going to heal myself and not swing. So 47.
Okay. Mr. Business?
I'm just gonna keep till he goes down.
That's a critical.
Business.
The last of the orb breaks. The potent energy explodes outward. Make a stamina check.
Who? I'm out of stamina, so just a straight one.
You should have 30. You regenerate 10 per turn. It's been...
Oh, okay, great. Then I will add 30. 1d100. Plus.
Okay.
Oh!
Terrible. You take 32 points of damage, as does Masena.
They should still be warded for 40.
The potent energy actually negates the ward, so they are definitely unwarded. You two, Pax and Caden, are fine. But as the last of the potent energy seeps out of the orb, the stone Dargoth statue crumbles around you. Caden, roll a stamina check.
All right. Let's see. I use stamina to jump across the thing, so I should have all 50 back by now, right?
Correct.
Because it was before we did the red orb, so I'm going to use all of it.
Okay.
Well, that looked kind of funny. I'm glad I looked at that closer. I almost did a 1d50 instead of a 1d100.
Yeah, taking yourself out of the running. So you're able to dodge the... Yeah. Caden darts out of the way of the falling stone around him from the Dargoth statue. Pax looks in and grabs the items, which we'll disseminate here in a moment. And after many trials and challenges, nothing has been revealed about the Emerald Guardsmen. Though you have the pain and scars to prove the effort, the best laid plan right now is to rest at the inn. Regrouping your thoughts, you trudge defeated toward the inn and rent a room. Now,
I'll pay for it. We got gold in the chest.
now I'm gonna go ahead and roll the 3 random magic items, and then kind of give you guys the what they are here in a second.
Okay.
All right. The first one is apparel. The apparel type. It is royal clothes. Maseno looks happy as you're pulling it out of the your bag. Oh my. So it is a tome of, or a royal clothes of spellbinding +1. That's the first item. The second item is more apparel. It's just some robes. However, these robes are special because they increase your attack rating. They increase all attacks by 20 points. And then also you find a magical staff. It is a magical staff of slow fall. And it is apprentice level, which means it can be used 5 times a day. So there you go. Now, with that, you reset the room, or the in-room. You go over the events. You try and decide what to do next. But you know right now that you definitely need some rest. And you definitely need to take some time and regroup and gather your thoughts. It's weird that the Emerald Guardsmen weren't here. It's almost as though they knew you would be coming. And this was a elaborate plot to try and kill you one more time. But you're hoping to meet back up with Reg soon. Maybe he's found some information as well. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us for this episode of Shattered Dungeons. And remember to share this stream. When we get to 50 followers, we will do a giveaway. And remember, have a great week. And remember to check for traps on those chests. See ya!